Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers, where I keep you up to score in everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And y'all already know we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we keep the seats, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref, where again I keep you up to score on everything sports, hip hop, and hot topics. And we have a very interesting story tonight. We have a very interesting versus tonight, y'all. I'm telling you, when I tell y'all that just when you thought you knew everything and you really didn't know nothing, this is one of those situations. This is one of those situations where you knew something was going on, but you really wasn't that sure. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to speculate. You know what I'm saying? People speculate on things, and there's a lot of speculation that goes on when it comes down to sports in general. To sports in general, there's a lot of speculation thing. There's a lot of speculating that goes on. So people are slow. They're slow to judge. They're slow to make accusations. They're slow to give your opinion on certain things because you're not really sure. You know what I'm saying? You're not really sure. So you don't want to go out there and say something about somebody that you're really not sure about your information, because you always have to double and triple check your sources and before you go out there and you say something about something. But this story, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we all know about Deion Sanders and his circulation issues. We all knew about the turf toe. I mean, I was so, people's health concerns are very private, and I respect that because everybody has a right to their privacy. We're not supposed to be inside of everybody's home and knowing what goes on with everybody. So I respect that. So, for years, like I'm finding out with this situation here, I'm finding out that, for years, I thought that Deion Sanders' toe issues actually came from like turf toe. Like, I mean, seriously, I remember him having a severe case of turf toe. So I just assumed that everything that was going on with his foot was based on, turf toe things, just having a severe case of turf toe. I really like thought that's what was going on. But, at the end of the day, we find out that, he was having circulation issues, which is something totally different than turf toe. If you get my drift, that's something totally different. So when you're dealing with these kind of things and you're dealing with these type of injuries, people tend to speculate, and we were one of them because I just didn't know. For years we heard him playing corner in the NFL, and and I mean, those guys don't have the best feet. Basketball players, none of them guys have the best feet. And we've seen it on several different occasions where, like in the NBA, they will show like a player's foot or something outside of their shoe, and everybody will be like, whoa, wait a minute. We didn't know his feet looked like that. Like, what happened? Their feet look like they're going 10 different ways. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just an athlete's foot. You know what I'm saying? If it makes any sense, it's an athlete's foot. They take their shoes off. They don't have the best feet in the world. And that goes for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? But for Deion Sanders, it was like, it was like, okay, he got a severe case of turf toe. We really didn't know. We know a lot of people who have gotten turf toes in the past, and we realized they could be really serious. You know what I mean? These guys are consistently putting their foot in the ground and planting and cutting back and forth. And so, they're just doing their thing. It's a lot of wear and tear on the body. It's a lot of wear and tear on the body. So I just assume, out of my ignorance, I just assumed that, that it was just everything that he had going on with his leg was just based upon that turf toe injury. But when you start hearing about circulation issues, right? And things like that turns into something totally different. That's something totally different now. Because you're not talking about a little minor procedure, a surgery on your toe, connecting this, that, and the other, maybe putting a little rod in there. You're not talking about those things. You're talking about something else. And after you get from that, right, we knew about him having, 2 of his toes removed. We knew about him having 2 of his toes removed, amputated, like gone. So I just, I'm still, again, I just assumed that was just a turf toe thing from him playing corner all them years and covering all them people and sticking his toe in the turf, or maybe jamming it here or there, or putting on different kind of shoes. I just assumed it was that. But lo and behold, if y'all read the thumbnail, you know what I mean? That was one issue. And then he ran into some other more serious issues here recently, which we didn't know anything about. I didn't know it was that serious. And one didn't have anything to do with the other. He had a circulation issues, and then he had this issue that we're told that he had a press conference about now, which is that they found a tumor on his bladder, where he had to have his bladder removed because it was cancerous. So all along, this soldier, this man that's putting up the good fight, was dealing with something so serious all along. And this is why people in the media, columnists, sports analysts, reporters, no matter who you are, you got to be slow to judge people when it comes to these sports things, because I believe that some people are taking it too personal. The things I've been hearing here recently, that's not sports reporting. It's personal. It's emotional. It's people talking about people without knowing really what's going on into their life. So they try to punish them for not knowing, which is unfair. This is why you have to be slow to judge. You got to do your due diligence and your research. And sometimes you got to give people the benefit of the doubt. So who would have knew that all this time, this man been running back and forth to the hospital, I'm pretty sure he had multiple trips back and forth to several different practitioners. I'm pretty sure he was seeing all type of doctors dealing with this issue here. I don't even know when he was finding time to do it. But now it explains why he wasn't just consistently staying in Boulder, and he would always, routinely go back to Dallas immediately after the season is over. I just don't, I actually thought that he would spend like 365 days a year in Boulder, but that wasn't the case. He always kept, during the off season, you see him in Dallas fishing and so on and so forth. And I'm pretty sure his primary doctors, primary physicians are down there. So I don't even know when he was finding time to do all this, because to me, it just doesn't seem like he even took a day off. So if he was doing this, I mean, salute to you, because a lot of people can't do that. And I can't even imagine what it's like hearing something like that or hearing some information like that. So for us over here, we're not going to do any more talking on this. We're going to allow him to speak, because we want to hear it from the horse's mouth on what was going on and what this situation was like. So you guys, anybody out there, I'm going to just let you guys know, leave your comments down below on this situation and on this topic. Tell me how you feel. If you know anybody that has these issues, I'm going to respond. Let's get a dialogue going inside of the chat, man. But let's hear what Prime got to say about this. He's He's holding his first fall press conference, and he has his physicians up there. And I believe to the left, and I believe the young lady on the right is one of the personal trainers for Colorado Buffaloes. And he looks in good spirits. So let's hear what he has to say.
I appreciate you all coming today. Thank God that we're here today. We're going to get started with sort of like a timeline on what's all has been transpiring. I know you probably thinking something's going to happen today that ain't going to happen. I don't know where you get the news from. But we're going to kind of break it down to you like we did our team. And it was so wonderful seeing the team yesterday. My God, it was so darn wonderful. Bucky compiled a wonderful video to let them know every step of the way so we wouldn't have to explain every detail.
Did you guys even realize that he was out? Let me know in the comments. Did you guys realize that he was even absent from the team for a little bit? Or that he wasn't even seeing these guys like that? I mean, it doesn't seem like he was missing like that. It wasn't even any big stories on it. Like who was coaching the team while he was, who was the trainers? I mean, it just seems like, the train kept moving no matter what was going on. So I like that
detail, but it was phenomenal. I wish we could show you all that same video. It was extraordinary. I think Bucky's going to put it on his YouTube channel soon after this. But let's get started. Let's kind of get them. Let's walk them through. Can we do that? Is that okay with you all? Can we walk you through? Let's go, Law.
Okay, so as you guys know, Coach has his other health issues, his vascular stuff. So every year, Coach goes for a CT scan of his vascular pattern to make sure, the blood clots are away. So with this scan, everything turned out really great from the vascular side. About 2 weeks later, we get a text from his primary care doctor that said, I need to talk to you and Coach. We need to refer you guys to a urologist. So about 3 days later, we go see a urologist. They go in for a quick procedure. The urologist told us, hey, within 10 minutes, I can tell you guys if he's going to need another procedure or if we just need to do these follow-up appointments. And the doctor told us, okay, you guys are going to need another procedure.
That's scary. Now that's scary. Now, if the doctor says he need to see you and you guys need to have another procedure done, that's scary because, common sense would tell you that if they telling you that you need another procedure, there's something going on. Whether you feel it or not, they see something and they're saying that it's serious enough for you to have another procedure. Wow.
Refer you to my colleague, Dr. Kurkasia. But at this point, you have a bladder tumor. And from there, we'll go get it removed. And then Dr. Kurkasia, go ahead.
Yeah. So we proceeded with removal of the bladder tumor. It showed a very aggressive.
Let's go backwards because you guys gave me options that scared me to death.
Oh, well, once we knew.
We'll get there. I'll get there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We removed the tumor. It was very high grade, invading through the bladder wall, not into the muscle layer, something we call very high risk, non-muscle invasive bladder cancer. So we did discuss options. We discussed some options of treatment in the bladder, and we discussed bladder removal as well. Given his commitments to his family and to the team, elected to undergo a bladder removal. We performed a full robot-assisted laparoscopic bladder removal and creation of a new bladder. And I am pleased to report that the results from the surgery are that he is cured from the cancer.
You can clap. It's okay.
Wow. So he's had a bladder removal. So they didn't even remove the tumor. They removed the tumor and the bladder. They removed it. They just got it out of there. They must have, that thing, I don't know what was going on, but they said, listen, it must have been aggressive enough to take out the entire bladder. If they found a tumor in there, if they said, listen, it's not worth trying to remove the tumor, let's get rid of the whole bladder, then something must have been going on, man. He must have felt something, during these last, couple of years, possibly. I know that's not something that happens overnight. So it had to be some changes going on. some life changes that was going on, some things that was, that was enough to warrant his attention, and probably to seek some type of expert opinion on what was going on with him. But man, damn. I mean, you go from your toe to circulation issues now to just having your bladder removed. Crazy, man.
Rick was aware of what was transpiring, and he's been A1 and down there, just a blessing. Came to Texas to see me as well. But this was not an easy task because it was a changing kind of a lifestyle. And with Lauren and I coming from Jackson, this is how many surgeries?
As of from 2021, this is surgery number 14.
Surgery number 14. I have more surgeries out of.
What? 14 surgeries? When did he find time to have 14 surgeries and still coach? Brother, that's a strong man. That's a strong man. 14 surgeries, man, and you still. Now, I know he was getting around on that scooter at one point, and he was trying to find good sneakers and all that. Now, that was all that circulation issue, and I thought that the buck stopped there. I thought all that was, I thought when he had his toes removed, I said, oh, he's straight. He's straight. I was like, that's it for him. He's good to go. But we're finding out that it was a lot more complicating issues going on. Serious ones, people. These are very serious things. Don't take anything that he's saying for granted, man. This is a very serious issue.
The game than I did in the game. Like, what is going on? So, but they were so wonderful. You were such a blessing, guiding me to, taking me through, verbalizing every darn detail so that I could make an educated decision, which some didn't want me to go that way. They wanted me to go the other way. But I trusted and believed in you 100%. And the process wasn't easy. Just like it was some scenes that you saw, all the bull junk that transpired on draft day. It wasn't just that. It was just, I knew as well, I had a surgery coming up. My sons to this day don't know what transpired. I just told them something with my foot, again, because I wanted them to focus on making the team and not focused on dad. So they really don't know. My daughters do. And this joker right here, much love to my son, Junior, who have not left my side since we found out what was taking place. Not one day. He's been with me here, been with me in Texas, been with me everywhere, every day. And I've seen his handsome face. And I love you to life, son. And I thank you for everything you bring to the table. But this wasn't easy. Men, everybody, get checked out. Because if it wasn't for me getting tested for something else, they wouldn't have stumbled up on this. And make sure you go to the.
Whoa, wait a minute. So they found about, he said that if it wasn't for him getting tested for something, they would have never found that. So that was just, they must have found that by accident while he was having a routine checkup. Wow. And that could have been the reason, it could have played a part in why he was clotting. Now, I'm not going to assume or make any assumptions up here, but I mean, they must have been checking all over, probably trying to find out what was really causing all his vascular issues. And could one thing have possibly led to another? Jeez. I wonder if any doctors out there, if any of you guys are physicians out there, tell me, can these type of things cause blood clots? Could a tumor or a cancerous tumor inside of your body create blood clots in your leg? Could that have been, if any of you guys out there are practicing physicians, I want you guys to let me know in the comments. This is my question to you. Could cancerous tumors have been the reason why his circulation in his legs was so bad? Could that have played a role? And if caught earlier, could it all have been prevented? Like, could he have still had his toes and so on and so forth? Let me know down in the comments because I'm curious right now.
Get the right care, because without wonderful people like this, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today, because it grew so expeditiously, I could say. But please get yourself checked out, especially African-American men. We don't like going to the doctors. We don't like nothing to do with a doctor. You know that. So I'm not just talking to the brothers. I'm talking to my Caucasian brothers, my Hispanic brothers, my Asian brothers, my everybody, and my sisters. And that's all, y'all. Get checked out, because it could have been a whole nother gathering if I hadn't.
Wow.
I'm thankful. It's been a tremendous journey. It's been tough. I think I dropped 25 pounds. I was like a Atlanta Falcon Prime at one point, and just dealing with the catheter, dealing with all the stuff that I had to deal with. And right now,
man, let me tell you something. He just said that it could have been a whole different kind of gathering. And I don't know if y'all understand what he meant by that, but if you don't, I'm pretty sure some of y'all picked up on that. But he's talking about not being here. And with that thing growing, he said it was growing expeditiously. So whatever that thing was, it was aggressive. That was an aggressive growth inside of him. Which is why he probably chose to say, look, get this thing up out of me. Just go ahead and get it up out of me. Man, that's something else there, man. That is something else.
I'm still dealing with going to the bathroom. Like, it's a whole life change. Like, I can't, and I'm gonna be transparent, I can't pee like I used to pee. It's totally different. And
Hey.
she not only is a blessing, but she provided other persons that have gone through what I've gone through, so that I could talk to them and get some solace and understand like what I'm facing, not just from a doctor, but from another individual. And the half that had been told, like, it's a totally different life. I mean, thank God. I depend on depend. If you know what I mean. I truly depend on depend. Like, I cannot control my bladder. So I get up and go to the bathroom already 4 or 5 times a night. But then I'm sitting up there waking up, like my grandson. We in the same thing. We got the same problem right now. We're going through the same trials and tribulations. We're trying to see who has the heaviest bag at the end of the night. Like, it's ridiculous. But I'm making a joke out of it, but it's real. Like, it is real. It is real. It is real. So if you see porta potty on the sideline, it's real. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the practice. You're gonna see one, because it is unbelievable. Like, dozing off and waking up. On first thing, I'm grabbing my crotch to see if I peed on myself. And it's just totally different. And I know it's a lot of people out there going through.
Wow. This is absolutely stunning, man. This is absolutely stunning that he's going through this right now. Like, I'm perplexed right now. I am perplexed because this sounds like it's really like life as he knew it last year has totally changed. Life as he knew it from last year has totally changed. So I mean, it seems like he has some adjusting to do as far as his lifestyle goes now. I mean, so it's not an easy thing. Not an easy thing, man. And man, listen, all praises to the Most High God, man, that he's just, he's still here and able, he caught that thing in time, because the most important thing is that, he still has his life, because whatever was in there, it was acting aggressively, and it could have obviously it could have, it could have ended his life. Let's just, we're not going to beat around the bush. He says how aggressive it was, and that, it could have been a whole totally different kind of gathering that they could have been having at this press conference. And the way he made it sound is as if he wouldn't have been present.
What I'm going through and dealing with what I'm dealing with, and let's stop being ashamed of it, and let's deal with it, and let's deal with it head on. And there's so many other companies out there that do a wonderful job, but I'm thankful that we have a relationship with the pen, and we're making some other products, trying to make other products that to help all of us through. But it's been tremendous. These two, Lauren came down to Texas and was there with me during it the whole way. We were up walking our miles in the morning because Doc made sure you better walk, you better be active, and we did it until it was some points that I couldn't even get out of the bed for a week at a time, but she was there. I remember yelling 2 o'clock, oh, Lord, because I had 2 bags, right? Mm-hmm. One was what?
Both were urine, but one was, it was filled quickly. Very quickly. Yeah,
like blood and urine. It just looked bad, and I'm fishing with 2 bags. I'm trying to make life happen and couldn't come around my team, and I wanted to be here with my team. I wanted to see the new talent that we brought in. I wanted to see them work, see them.
Did y'all have any clue? Be honest. Be honest. Did y'all have any clue that he was going through this? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I did not have a clue that it was this serious. Because I don't remember him being out for any extended period of time. I just don't remember it. I just don't. I mean, whatever he was doing, he was still active. He was still active, man. So I mean, it must have been. He must have been putting in hellified work in order to get back on his feet. Man, let me tell you something. It's nothing like the mentality of an athlete, man. The mentality of an athlete, man, that just refused to lose. That's just something that can't be taught. That's why coaches coach the way they do, man. Some things can be coached, but things like what he's talking about right now, man, you got to have something called intestinal fortitude. And I'm serious. You got to have intestinal fortitude, man, in order to do things like he's talking about right now and staring that thing right down the barrel, man. Staring it right down the barrel. No second thoughts.
Train, coach them, and I couldn't, but slowly but surely I built myself back up to where I'm able, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm still probably about 12 pounds down. I'm gonna get that right. I'm gonna fill these overalls up like no other. But it has been a tremendous journey, and I'm truly thankful that God is so good. God is so good. You have no idea. Wow. You have no idea.
Wow.
How good God has been for me to be here. You have no idea. Thank you. Thank you both for everything.
Wow.
Let me add this for all you people that get upset when I start talking about the Lord. I never once through this whole journey said, God, why me? Because I would have to say, God, why being you sitting me up here in front of these wonderful people? Why you give me the position of the head football coach of the prestigious university? Why you allow me to father 5 wonderful kids? Why you give me these relationships with these wonderful people? Why me, Lord?
Right.
Did I have some of the things that I have? I can never say that. I can never say the other side because I'm going to have to ask that. Right. I said, Lord, whatever it is that you're doing, let me know what it is so I could expedite the process.
See, I'm just telling y'all, man, I don't know. if a lot of people come back and say that they knew that he was going through all this, I mean, I'm gonna have to take that with a grain of salt. I don't think that would be genuine, because I'm just telling you right now, this is a lot more serious than what we or I thought was going on with him. As far as that circulation thing and his toes, I was strictly on like his feet, because he always had the limp, and he couldn't wait. And then he was riding around on his little buggy on the practice field and so on and so forth. This thing that he's talking about now totally came out of left field for me. I did not see it. And I mean, damn, for something like that to catch him off guard like that, and him to have ice in his veins and to stare it right down, and to have the right people and the right surroundings, the right support cast. You know what I mean? Look, man, when somebody is by your side during a tough time like that, let me tell you something. You got a lot of trust for that individual. That's the type of people that you want to surround yourself around. People that's going to have your back when all the chips are down and against you. When people think that you are down and out and all the chips are stacked against you, look around yourself. Just look around in your circle. See who's around you, see who's with you, see who really got your back. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. Those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Whoever was around him at that time, they got a friend for life. They got a friend for life. It ain't nothing they can do about it. They got somebody that's going to be there for them in thick and thin. When you there for somebody like that, let me tell you something, because you got people that's just not around when the sun's shining. You got people that's around you when all the chips are stacked against you. When all the chips are stacked against you, you got people that are right by your side. And that screams volumes. That screams volumes about the type of people that you have in your little circle, no matter how big or how small it is. I love that. I love that. That's the DNA makeup of a human being that got your back. When you got somebody like that, especially like just me in general, that's just my makeup. That's my cloth. That's how I'm made up. That's how God built me. That's my DNA. And people lay their cards out right in front of you and you see it. And once they play their hand, that's it. You don't need to be bit twice by a snake. Once they show you who they are, that's who they are. You got to believe them. You got to believe them. And that's that.
Because I know you got me. I've seen you have my back. I've seen you there in the midst of storms when nobody knew I was going through hell. I've seen you guide me, bring me through. Lord, I would never say why me, but let me know what I need to do so that I can help. And there's some people out there right now.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Dealing with the same issue, are affected by that C word that we usually, when we hear that word, is normally a life sentence attached to it. But not this time. But not this time. Because God got me.
Bro, you talking that talk now. You talking that talk now, bro. I'm just telling you, it's some people out here that ain't, they may not have the C word, but they done been around, they done been down by something where they've had something miraculous happen in their life and something that done brung them out from the mud. And I'm talking about being down and out. I know exactly what you're talking about, brother. And I can assure you that it's a lot of people ain't going on a ride with me. A lot of people. If you hopped off of that ship, it will not be returning. And that's a damn fact.
And I don't take it for granted. I don't want you to take it for granted. Anybody out there, I don't want anybody to take it for granted because it's real. Everybody in this room, I guarantee you, have been affected by that C word somewhere.
Oh,
In
yeah.
your
We know.
life, some parent, some friend, some
Yep.
loved one, somebody has been affected or infected. Some people have beat it. We have a player have beat it on our team, right? Family members have beat it. And I be darned, I think I will have a wonderful team, ain't it, Doc? We gonna beat it, ain't we?
It's beaten.
It's beaten. Amen. Constance, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you, Sarah. Thank you. I thank you, Sam.
Man, congratulations, Prime, on beating that thing, brother. Because a lot of people have it, and you're spot on, brother. Because we all know some people that dealt with that C word, firsthand, family. Okay, we and not as successful as you, brother. Unsuccessfully, as a matter of fact. So we know how bad that thing can be. I seen it. I seen it, brother. I seen it. And I totally understand what you're saying, man. So congratulations on you staring it down. I mean, and especially having some good people by your side, man. That is so important. I can't stress that enough. Some people that was around him that wanted to see him win in this situation. That's all needs to be said, man. That can do a lot for a human being. Because obviously he was on his back and things wasn't looking good. And like I said, I had no clue. And brother, you looking good, man.
Everybody in my corner on my team, I thank you for this wonderful university for backing me, just giving me time to heal and to come back, better than ever. Now, questions. Let's go.
Sorry, Romy.
Well, Coach, wonderful to see you.
Wonderful to see you too, Rob.
Congratulations on the
I
great
see
news.
you've been cheating on us with the Broncos.
Well, but not today. I left
I
that.
appreciate it.
Always. A question for you and also a question for Doc. For Doc, just curious, moving forward, what does this look like? Does anything change in regard to his day-to-day? And then, Coach, as you look through, you're talking about you never said
One
why.
at a time, Rob.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
Day to day, I think will, for most patients, becomes just a new way of life. But outlook, very good. We'll just keep them on routine surveillance scans. Other than that, nothing else.
And help me with this pee problem.
Coach,
You guys think I'm playing. Like, I'm too old for this.
as you look back and you said you never asked why me, you've always been this
Right.
positive person. When you look at the challenge outside of the physical challenges, kind of mentally, emotionally, what has been the biggest challenge for you in this process?
Getting people to understand that it ain't about me. It's about y'all. Everything I deal with is like a tool to reach more, to affect more, to challenge more, to love more, to give more. That's what this is about. This ain't about me. Because for me to go through this, the devil had to ask God, have you considered my servant Brian?
You ain't gonna what? You gonna talk about Job? You gonna bring up Job, Prime? Bro, you're absolutely correct, Prime. You're absolutely correct. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay? He can't do anything without permission. He needs permission first. So you're talking about Job. Okay? I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's Bible if you don't know. Go ahead and try it. I know he gonna praise me. I know he gonna magnify me. I know he gonna glorify me. And that's what has transpired. So I don't mind going through the afflictions I go through because I know the result. And we helping some folks today.
Yeah.
There's some folks right now calling the doctors.
Listen, Job went through it. Job was going through it. And listen, Job stayed the course, man. Job was going, don't nobody want to go through what Job was going through, man. Man, I get it, man. I get it.
Scheduling checkups. There's some wives out there say, baby, I told you. It's some whosoever wills that ain't been to see a doctor in years, but they gonna go get a checkup. Because if it could happen to Prime, baby, it could happen to you. That's what they're saying.
Yep. Yeah.
They may not have the speed. They may not have the ability to maneuver, but they got that will to make it. That's why. Miss you, girl.
Believe it.
Hey, Coach.
You better believe it.
Pat Graham, Associated Press. Two-parter. I'll just ask the first one first. And that's, you had a very powerful video yesterday your son put out about, planning for a will and how emotional that was. Can you, going back to that moment and to this point and being cured in this announcement, could you have imagined this point? And what was that journey like? And when hearing the words, hey, this is cured, what did that mean to you?
Well, first things first. You don't want to be a fool and leave and not have your business affairs in order. So, matter of fact, Lauren was there as well as my attorneys. And the funny thing is about that, you sitting up there ranking your kids again. Let me see.
Prime, you are prophetically speaking right now, bro. I'm telling you right now. Because I seen some of mine that I just couldn't believe how wonderful they were in taking care of their business and making sure everything was in order. I never see that generation, man. Prime, I'm telling you, that generation of individuals are just built different. The new generation, they just can't understand it. Those people that came before us, they were just about their business. They were built different, and they raised us different. They were just different, and I loved it. I loved it. It's no duplicating or replicating a big mama or a big papa. Okay, they're just not. You won't find anything like it again in life if they're not from that generation or that cloth, man. It's special. You gotta love it, man. You won't trade it for nothing in the world. Nothing in the world, man. You gotta love it. And that's who make you who you are today. And those that have never experienced it, man, it's a damn shame. I mean, you missed out. You missed out. Because if you got your mom or your father around and they come from that generation, man, you better pick their brains. You better pick their brains. They've seen a lot. They've done a lot. You better pick their brains because it is an amazing thing. Amazing.
Carlo deserves how much? Bossy, she left Colorado to go elsewhere. Let me see. Like you're really going through this stuff. Making sure your mama's straight. Yeah, I'm serious. You rank your kids too. I'm not the only one. So you had to deal with that and going through that. So you're straight. But the second part of that question was
basically just reflecting back on from that point to this point. I mean, how I guess the range of emotions you experienced when you were
I'm always positive, man. I would get upset when my body don't allow me to do the things that I want to do, and she can attest to that. I mean, you got to understand. I'm out in the morning at 7 a.m. Lauren, let's go, baby. Let's hit this walk. Let's get this walk. And I got 2 bags full of blood and urine with me. Walk.
Hey, damn, really?
I walked with 1.3, right? At least 1.3.
At least 1.3.
Yeah. So until the time that I couldn't. So I never look down. I'm always looking up, and I'm always trying to go get it because I want to be the best Prime I could be for everybody.
That's an athlete for you. Remember, you can't coach that type of mentality right there. That's an athlete for you right there. Just, it's no quit in them. It's no quit in them. It's a different type of mentality. A lot of people don't have that. You can be around certain people and you can just feel that type of energy, man. And let me just tell you something, man. You will. It's a special type of feeling that you get when you're around people like that because you feed off of that energy. You know what I mean? You feed off of it. And it can't be duplicated. You can't fake it. You cannot fake something like that. You either have it or you don't.
For everybody.
And then my second part was, sorry about related to football, but you have a great coaching staff. How much have you relied on that, and how much will you rely on them this season, maybe to help out?
I don't have to rely on them. I'm back, baby. I'm back. I don't rely on them no more. I'm going to be with them. You know, the Bible says, remember the rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Okay, so we're going to comfort one another. And I love them. We have a wonderful staff, and thank God that they're good enough that I don't have to babysit. I don't have to be there every minute too. And I know they got that. It ain't like I told them anything. I think they found out yesterday, like the team found out. They didn't know. And first of all, Constance, let me thank God for our team, Sam, our team that didn't disclose this to anyone. We did a good job. Usually you have a couple of leaks, you know, but we were pretty good that we didn't disclose this to anyone, because you guys definitely would have told it. So I'm thankful for that as well. But Sarah, thank God, baby. I love you to life. Every time we go to the hospital, I hate going to the hospital, but every time we go, you're a true blessing for us. And thank you so much. I have you up under Sarah the plug in my phone. You connected to everybody. Next question.
Rylan Scholes from Ralph Report. You spoke about this at the beginning of the presser, but what kind of support have you felt from the guys on your team, both the football team and medical?
Football team didn't know. So Lauren and
That's one hell of a secret, man. That's a hell of a job. That's one hell of a job to find, for them to not know, man. For them to not know. And there were no leaks. There were 0 leaks. There wasn't anybody out talking about this. Definitely none of the podcasts. All of the podcasts that's on that Colorado Buffalo team right now that are covering them, this would have leaked so easily. His son is in the media, well-off media. Just imagine how private they had to be in order to get this done. All of the trips he's making to the hospital, and nobody knew. Not even some of his kids. They may have thought something was going on, but for them to not know, that is super impressive. He made an adult decision. He made an adult decision to not allow his kids to know what's going on during one of the biggest moments of their lives. You know what I mean? They're trying to make the team, and I'm pretty sure they want to do great things, and they want to do some of the things that their father did. And he made an adult decision to protect them. Amazing, man. Amazing. They did a great job. PR department did a great job.
a few people, but our medical team, I know I keep saying it, but she is a gift from God. She really is. You have no idea the sacrifice that she made to make sure I was comfortable. She does it for other patients as well, but she is a tremendous blessing, her and her family. So I'm truly thankful that you could tell when you have a doctor that care and they're invested in it. You know, they're invested in making sure you okay to details and all the persons that I was connected to understand what I'm up against.
Adam, what's your Tiger 24/7 Sports?
How you doing, Adam?
Doing well. Lauren, I actually wanted to ask you a question. You've been with Coach Brian through his foot issues as well. What's it been like just being by his side and seeing the resiliency that he's had over the years?
Pretty amazing. He's never folded, not one time. Even when he was making the decision on what treatment route to go on, everything was for, no question, it was for his sons and for the football team. He knew his two things in life.
Don't forget my daughters, man. I got 2 girls.
Sorry, yeah, all kids, I
They're
guess.
gonna be mad. Yeah,
All 5 of them. But he's never folded nor waved, not one time. Everything is, you couldn't ask for sometimes a better patient because he wants to get up and get going right away. So it's been awesome. It's been awesome. It's been
Man, let me tell you something. That is crazy, man. You got a decision to make, and here it is. Your sons are both going to be going into the NFL at the same time. You got a daughter and you got another son that's right by your side. Man, I'm pretty sure that all his choices was based on him being around for a little while longer, man. For a little while longer. And when she said he never folded, listen, man, I believe it. I believe it. I don't believe that he was scared, man. I believe that he's thankful, but I believe that his mentality, his athletic background just kind of like took over. Like, I'm just watching him, right? And I just noticed that I don't know if you guys have recognized this, but like I said, I don't believe that he's going to drop a tear here. If he does, I would understand it. But he just seems like he don't have that mechanism to where he he may have dropped a few here and there, this, that, and the other, but he just seems like he's pretty strong, a pretty strong guy. I'm not saying that strong people don't cry, but I'm just saying he looked like he's going at it like for me, right? If I drop a tear, it's because I want to, right? I want to. It doesn't mean I'm weak. It's because I want to get it. I'm just going to let nature take its course. But for him, his thing may be, that he, just that mechanism may not be in him for him to do it, because people go through things differently. They're sad different ways. They mourn different ways. And he may just be that type of guy where he just don't drop a tear. He may not just drop a tear. Like he may not, I don't know. Just people are just different. And he just seems like that type of personality.
Hectic journey. It's been a lot, but there's a blessing, right, in disguise with all this. So.
Hey, Coach. So glad you're doing well.
What's going on, Bubs?
What's going on? Doc was kind of sharing the details there of when you were kind of presented with a big decision when you found out about the cancer. You kind of just take us into that and why you went down the path you did.
Well, Doc, can you explain what went along with the different decisions?
Sure. Yeah. So the type of cancer he has a very high recurrence rate, and there can be progression as well. So the options for that type of cancer is to treat it within the bladder, which would be a long series of treatments, 3 years coming down to my office, getting the treatments in the bladder, with still a 50% chance of recurrence. And so that was when we talked, his values did not align with that. His values aligned with being there for his family and for the team, and wanted to move forward with the curative option, which was the bladder removal.
Coach, you admitted it was scary when you heard the original diagnosis.
That's a big ass decision to make, man. That's a big decision. The curative measure. I know they're using a lot of verbiage, but they said the curative measure was to remove it. Not treat it, remove it because it was aggressive. This thing must have been like off the chain, man. Like, we seeing the after results of this, but man, let me tell you something. He's been going through something. He's been going through something. And for them to say we beat it and we cured it, that means that it's been a while now, and nothing has come back. His numbers and his readings, all his measurables must be, in line with him being healthy. But man, listen, man, I just can't imagine it, man. And like I said, God can do all things, man. And I'm just telling you, if you ain't got him in your life and you're going through something like that, it's going to be a lonely, long road, period. And I ain't talking about any God, man. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. I'm talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let's be clear. Now, we throwing that word around here a lot today. Okay? We throwing that word around here a lot today. I want to be very specific in the God we talking about. We ain't talking about any God. We talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, whose name they changed to Yisrael. I want to be clear, because listen, man. We ain't gonna get up here and play no games. You on the Scoreboard Keepers, all my Scoreboard Keepers family. I want y'all to know that we do research on sports, hip hop, and hot topics. When we say hot topics, it could go anywhere. So we do our due diligence. So we want to be well versed in many things. We don't want to be a one-trick pony over here. So we know who the Most High is over here. Okay? You got to understand this. Now, we know who the Most High is over here. And we don't want that to be misunderstood. So over here, when he starts to talk about that, he starts talking about things that we cover over here. Okay? So it's not like he's saying something that we will not understand over here. We're very clear over here. We understand. We know know verses. We know the book. We go into it. We study it. And we study a lot of different things. But we over here, we want to be clear that we're not just talking about any God. We're talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
When did you realize you were going to be able to coach again? And is that the plan to coach?
I always knew I was going to coach again. I never didn't realize I was going to coach again. I was always going to coach. It was never in my spirit, in my heart, that God wouldn't allow me to coach again. That's never thought like that. You know, it's just that I didn't want to be running down to the hospital once a week when I got all this on my plate. I didn't want that. And I was even like, okay, can they bring one of the machines and put them in the office? You know, I'm serious, like a dead serious. Like,
We had a lot of conversations.
a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
And Doc would look at me like, he is crazy.
No.
I saw it in your eyes. He is crazy. Is he like this when he coached? Yeah, but we worked it out.
Brian, go ahead. Hey, Coach. Brian Howell, Boulder Daily Camera. I have two questions for you. First off, I mean, this whole offseason seems like it's been quite an emotional journey for you between becoming a grandfather and seeing your sons go to the NFL and all this. What's this offseason been like for you, just that emotional?
It's been wonderful. It's been a blessing. A lot of blessings comes with the luggage of tribulation and trials. But if you built for the trials, you enjoy the journey. See, most people are result type oriented people. Like they just want the money, they want the goal, they want the dream. I love the process. I love the journey. I'm attracted to it. I'm dedicated to it. I love it. I eat and sleep and drink it. I love the journey. So understanding the journey that I've been on each year has been tremendous. And we're only in the beginning of it. And we already got one win stacked up. So I'm happy.
So along with that, that leads into my follow-up is that yesterday you had the team meeting. You enjoy that journey as well. How good was it for you to get back in front of your team?
Wonderful.
And where you'd like to be?
Oh my God, wonderful. I mean, I'm sitting up there seeing new faces. I'm seeing new body types. Swayze has done our head strength and conditioning, done a wonderful job. Some of the players I know and I ain't recognize them. Like, good Lord, I've been working. You know, they've been calling, DMing me, texting me. They've been staying in contact, but it's another thing to see them and just to see their faces when I'm up there speaking to them, as well as this morning, because they got a lot of things to do academically and wholeheartedly this morning that they're doing. But it was wonderful just to be back, see the new field, the new turf is unbelievable. Thank you, Rick. I mean, the new turf, you guys don't understand. Like, I don't know if any of you have yards, like at your cribs, but it's something about, I don't know if it's the mist or the dew, but it gets a little slippery in the afternoons, early morning. That's what the field does. So we have a wonderful AD that wanted to eliminate that so that we could make sure we have every possibility of getting to the playoffs and having a suitable field. So that was behind the thought process.
Great move, because I totally understand. And I noticed that old turf that they had up there, I mean, you could just tell it just didn't even look normal. It didn't look like, it definitely wasn't Bermuda. You understand what I'm saying? Like that grass up there, it just looked awful. I noticed a lot of slipping was going on with Jimmy Horn and Travis Hunter. There was a lot of slipping going on up there in that field. The grass just looked like, it just didn't look good. And it also looked like a field that it wasn't just used for football. Like I know they was doing their best to try to make it look nice, but it looked like they was playing soccer on that thing, probably lacrosse. You know, they was doing multiple things. They might even be having intramural football out there. But it just the field just didn't look all that great. So I know getting some new sod in there, some new turf or whatever they got going on there, it's going to make a hell of a difference, man. Probably going to be beautiful too, because the paint used to fade on that field. It just, even every week when they would come back, I would look at it, I was like, it don't look like they painted it. Looked like it was from last week.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Back. Maybe more for your doctors rather than you, but what is the process of a bladder, I guess, removal, and like, what did you go through during that whole process, Coach, of, you know, having your bladder taken out in a prosthetic?
For the doctors first.
Yeah, so thanks for the question. At the University of Colorado, UC Health, we usually do the procedure robotically. So it's a laparoscopic surgery where we attach a robot to the patient, and then we do all the maneuvering of the robot. And then once the bladder comes out, we also take some lymph nodes, make sure it hasn't spread, and it didn't. And then we make a new bladder for people. We use their own intestines, so they don't have to take immunosuppression, but it is a new way of life, and it is a learning curve for sure.
And you got to understand, when all that is going on, you finally wake up and you try to move. It feels like everything inside of you. I think we have clips of this stuff. We got receipts to everything, but it was dynamic. It was tough. It wasn't a cakewalk. It wasn't easy. Even using the bathroom thereafter was a challenge because they wouldn't let me leave until I used the bathroom. So thank God we got that through. Yeah, that was a fight. That was a fight. But we made it. We made it. Dog was like,
Hey, Coach, Leo Bear with Scobo Sports.
How you doing?
There's been a lot of support from your fan base throughout this time, and, you know, the questions. Do you have a message to them and the people who, you know, outside your extended family who have been supporting you?
Love them. I appreciate them. I adore them. I don't take them for granted. I'm going to just roll down these names real quick because I just feel compelled, okay? Travis Hunter, Nate Newton, Michael Irvin, Redmond, Corey Fuller Hart, Pastor Keon, Pastor Dewey, Deshaun Jackson, Alfonso Williams, Rick George, Cedric Buckley, Pretty Tony is what they call it, Reginald Calhoun, Wheezy, Lil Twist, Constant, Sam, Jose, KK Amont, Pac-Man Jones, Big George, Sap, and Little George, Leon and Jennifer. They all came to visit. Leon and Jennifer is there every day. You have no idea what that did for me. Just to get visits. First of all, I didn't want to see anybody. I'm 180 pounds soaking wet at that time. I didn't want to see nobody. I didn't want to see nobody seeing me down, and I'm barely moving around the house, you know, walking like Fred G. Sanford. And the G ain't for good. And it wasn't a good look, you know, and I like to be strong and I like to be me. But I'm thankful that they came to give me love and support and to pray for me. DC Youngfly called me this morning, prayed for me. Like, he called it down from heaven. DC, I love you, boy, and I appreciate you. Let me tell you something. Randy Moss called me every other day to make sure I was straight. Randy Moss prayed for me. He and his wife told me what I need to be doing. He's gone through some things very similar.
Yeah.
But Randy Moss, man, I love him to life, love him more than ever. I prayed, he told me he's going to come to the game this year. I pray that, but he gave me so much strength and so much guidance and so much love.
Yeah, right. Yup. Randy Moss was just going through the same thing not too long ago. You know, like I remember when he was going through whatever it was, we noticed that his eyes were kind of like jaundice, and nobody knew that. I mean, like, who thought? Then, one minute he was on TV, the next minute he wasn't for a while. You know, but he just put it right out there publicly, like, he was going through some things, and it's just crazy, man. This stuff just comes out of nowhere.
Respect and appreciation. Thank you, Randy. I really appreciate you. I really do. But there's so many people reached out.
I mean, just to have that type of support and cast, man, and you got somebody that can tell you exactly what they were experiencing when they were going through it. That's amazing, man. You got some people that can tell you exactly what you need. They have a blueprint. And guess what? as bad as it may sound, right? You can learn from their mistakes, because if they're going through something, they can tell you. It's almost like, you know, like somebody has already run this race. They can't figure out things without somebody going through something. It's a shame and it's sad to say, but there is casualties in war. And, you know, when you battling something like that, the only way that doctors and people can come up with cures, it always comes from the experience from somebody already going through these things, man. It's a damn shame, you know, but this C word thing, man, it's a shame because it has caused so much devastation in families, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's been around for a long time, man, in both sexes, male and female.
You know, to me, DM me and text me and try to get at me. I think we changed numbers a couple of times. We got one more number change as well. So I apologize to those of you that hadn't got back to, but it's going to be another number change. I'm just letting you know. Yes.
So this is a scary diagnosis. I understand if it doesn't, if you don't get early detection, like you do, it can be as dangerous as some of the most deadly cancers.
Yes.
Can you talk about maybe a little bit about that initial fear?
Well, the initial thing you do is what we all do. We Google. And that's the wrong thing to do because they tell you, you're going to die, dog. I mean, like, they pretty much say that when you Google it. And you don't want to see that, man. So whoever's doing Google, you need to change it up because that ain't the thing to look at when you're going through what I went through. Like, you got about 30 days, man. Like that's the way it seems like it's talking to you. And you don't want that. And you know, that's why you got to rely on your faith. You got to rely on your faith and these wonderful people that's telling you the truth. Like, Doc, shoot it straight. Yeah, you know, when they start turning their head to the side, it's getting ready to come. You know it's real. But she never falsified anything. She told me what was 100 and never said, well, you should do this and you should do that. She just explained everything to me so that I can make the decision that I felt like I needed to make for me and my family. Great question.
Wow. Doctor addressed that as well.
Yes.
How scary this cancer is.
Yeah. So the bad side of this cancer is, you know, if it does progress to the muscle, the rate of metastasis is about 50%. Only about 10% of people live 5 years, even with our current medical treatment, if it metastasized. So, you know, very lucky to have found it at this stage where it was still, I could say the word cure. Because I don't use that word lightly as a cancer doctor. And I think, you know, there's a lot of patients where we don't have that same conversation.
So I'm thankful for the checkup and I fight them on.
Wow. Do y'all understand what what she was just saying? She's basically saying that if they don't catch this thing, he is on his way out of here within 5 years or sooner. Man, that is scary, man. That is absolutely scary. It really is, man. I don't care what nobody says, man. That is this C word thing is a scary thing because it pops all over my friends, my family. I've seen it, I've heard about it, and it just pops around, man. And it don't have no picks, man. It has no favorites. It will jump on anybody and do whatever it got to do, man. Can't physically fight it. You can't put your hands on it and knock it out. You can't beat it physically with your fists. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight that's just different. And that's just, that's just scary, man. That's a scary thing. But it's not scary when you know you got the Most High God on your side. Okay? At the end of the day, if you have that, you got the best advocate, the best friend, the best trainer that anybody could possibly have. Okay? And they don't call him prime for nothing because you got a prime example right in front of you.
going to get the checkups. So I'm telling you all again, please, not just you people out there watching, but you people in here, get checkups. Please go get checkups.
Do you want to share the timeline on the checkup versus the surgery or not?
It's
How
quick.
quickly, how much time do
Go
you
ahead.
have to make that decision?
Yeah, we were in spring ball during the time. So he had the imaging beginning of spring ball or mid-spring ball. By beginning of May, we were already, the surgery was already done. So it went quick, within a month, less than a month.
Wow.
Over to your right, for you and the doctor, if possible, Chip Legwell, ESPN. I've known several people, including my dad, who've had this, and they often speak of the frustration of just dealing with the day-to-day of going to the bathroom or other activities you took for granted. Did you have that frustration, anger at any point during the initial?
No, I thank God for the pen because I got help. But early on, no. Now, early on, I tried to do my own thing and order me some drawers off Amazon that was going to catch the pee at night, and it didn't do a good job. Didn't do a good job. And now my housekeeper's got to come and change the sheets every day. But it's tough. But I was warned about the trials and what I'm going to have to go through. And it's a whole new lifestyle. That's pretty much how Doc explained it to me. It's a whole new lifestyle. I already have a new lifestyle. I got 8 toes, man. Like I'm sitting up here talking to you with 8 toes. Like and half of my legs are cut out like shark bites. So I'm built for this, man. I'm built for this. I'm rest the gentleman standing right by you.
Yeah, I told y'all. And mentally, his man, look, it's a great thing that he has his athletic mentality on his side, because he just built the fight. He's just built the fight, man. And he need that, because you're going to have to be tough to make it through something like that. You know, which is a different kind of battle. Like I said, it ain't something that he can put his hands on. It ain't something he can get out and put a helmet on or take a baseball bat. You know what I mean? Because he played them sports. And it's not that. He can't catch a football and say, I can go out and get 2 interceptions and I'll be better. Nah, this is something different. So, man.
Went through some trials and tribulations, and he's standing up there looking as good as me with his hat on. So I pray for him, and I love him to life, and he's a champion to all of us. He's fought back, and now he's back on the horse, literally, and he's doing his thing.
You've kind of touched on it, but what was it like staring death in the face and dealing with the reality?
I didn't stare death in my face. I stared life in the face, man. I stared. Man, you think I'm playing when I tell you I'm God's guy? I really am. I'm allowed to go through these trials and tribulations so that I can touch and reach and bless people with my words, with the energy, with that thing that God gave me. So I never thought about no death. You know, I had to make a will because I want to be a business. I want to be a good steward, you know, for my kids and for my family. But no, I got too much life to be thinking about death. Too much life. I got too much life in me, and I got work to do. We got to win the third championship. You talking about death? No. God definitely ain't getting ready to take me before that.
Yeah, Mark Kisla, Denver Gazette. You just touched on that, and we heard very clearly there was no doubt in your mind you were going to coach again.
Right.
But when you're taking your walk with the 2 bags or fishing with the 2 bags, how did it reaffirm, or how did you reflect on where football and coaching fits in your life and why you want to do this?
Football, the decision I made and the surgery I chose was based on not just family, it was based on football. Based on, I didn't want to be going weekly to the hospital while I know I got practices. So
I can't imagine that kind of schedule. Like I said, I don't even know how he would be able to fit it in. So even if he was going through all those treatments and stuff, I'm pretty sure like his decision and his determination to have his bladder removed was based on him probably having to be in the hospital 4 or 5 days a week during football season too. And like you say, oh, well, let's wait They just told you, they found out in spring, and by May, like they said within a month, that they had already had the surgery. So they was on that. They was on that like that. So I mean, he made a decision that where he can be at practice, he can be everything. The only thing he need to have there is the porta potties. But the surgery's done, and they saying that he's cured, and the only thing he got to do is get his weight up. He said he want to fill them overalls up.
Football is in there. My faith is number one. Football is somewhere down the line, behind family and all of that. But my faith is definitely number one. So I never second guessed that. And we're here, man. Too blessed to be stressed.
Hey, Coach, you and I talked enough to know that where you and I both sit, we look at those opportunities for testimony, which you're certainly doing here today. What were you, or how were you communicating with your team during this time when there wasn't much information out there? What are you saying to them now about this?
I wasn't really communicating with my team much because I didn't FaceTime because, even with my kids, I think I made a mistake and FaceTime Shador one time. And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" But I didn't do it with my team, but I talked to them. And, but sometimes I would talk and my voice was really raspy, and I really, you could tell I was sick. But just the message of hope I've always exuded. Just the message of, I'm going to make it. I'm going to get through this. Well, let's just stay focused on what you got because I'm going to be all right. That's pretty much was my message. And I would keep in touch with the different coaches and challenge them to go to the next level. In my absence, they didn't know what was going on. They just knew it had to be something if I'm not here because they know I love to sleep here, not just coach here.
Coach Prime.
That's a hell of a secret, man. I ain't lying to you. That's a hell of a secret, man. And I mean, y'all all know that when somebody has some bad news to say out here in the streets, bad news will beat you home. Okay? If somebody tell a lie on you out here in the street, it will beat you home. But don't nobody want to hear the truth. So I'm just telling you, man. For who the friends he have around him, for that to not get leaked and to have enough respect for him to keep that secret and to keep it private, man, you got great supporting cast around you. You got people around you that respect you. You got people around you that respect you, man.
I'm Kelly Worthman with CBS Colorado. Question perhaps for both you and the doctor. You say that this is also, you're a vessel for the message to get yourself checked, no matter who you are or where you are. But I wonder if there's things a person should be looking out for to know that they might be at risk or perhaps are in the condition that you were, Coach.
So I am also grateful to be here to talk about bladder cancer. So bladder cancer is the fourth most common cancer in men. The early signs are usually blood in the urine. Blood in the urine in absence of infection is never normal and should always get checked out. I think people should see their primary care doctors, as Coach mentioned, to initiate that. But I think, just really making sure that you're going to your primary care doctor visits, staying well, eating well, don't smoke. Coach was never a smoker, and it's one of the people that just unfortunately got bladder cancer, but that's also something that's very heavily associated with bladder cancer.
I didn't have any signs whatsoever. I wasn't on any chart, any list for what this would obtain, to obtain bladder cancer. But it is what it is. That's why I know I'm a messenger, man. Sweetheart, I'm a messenger, just delivering a message to all. Yes, ma'am.
And to that point, what would be your message to the people who might feel embarrassed or scared of what they could find if they were to go check it on her? How would you inspire them?
Do you rather be dead? Or would you rather be here and dealing with something and being blessed to work with a wonderful doctor like this that knows she ain't no joke? Like is I don't know if you said this, Doc, I think I might have dreamt it, but I think you said that as good as I was, you better.
I am very grateful to be part of your care team, and I do not remember saying that.
I think you said that, Doc.
No.
I think you said that. No. I don't know if I dreamt that, but I thought you said that. So I was confident.
Courtney Brown with Fox 31. Glad you're doing okay. Question for Doc. Was there any possibility that the new bladder could be rejected by his body?
So we use people's own small intestine, so there's no chance of rejection. They don't have to take any immunosuppressants, anything like that. The bad thing with immunosuppressants is they also increase infection risk. So the natural choice is something that's already their own, and it can be formed into kind of a ball, which is the same shape as a urinary bladder. Works a little bit differently, but does the job very well.
We'll close it out.
Okay, Coach Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow, my man.
Great to
Hello.
see you.
You know, I missed you, dog.
I missed you too. I'm really glad that you're doing better.
There you go.
Yeah, really happy to see you again.
Thank you.
Today.
Jack is a legend, by the way.
Wonderful.
I just love your sense of humor about this whole thing. Just where does that come from, making jokes, and just how much does that kind of help the process?
There's a scripture that says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. No symptoms, no nothing. Healthy, going in there to look at something else, you find something else. Bless me with this wonderful doctor that is better at her game than I was at mine. And I'm on assignment, man. I'm on assignment and I'm in alignment with where I'm supposed to be. I'm not lost. I'm not here by mistake. God planted me here. Boulder, Colorado. Who would ever thought you come from Jackson State to Boulder, Colorado? That don't make sense, but I'm here. And I'm thankful. So I'm happy and elated about everything, and especially this opportunity that I have.
He's absolutely right, because God don't make no mistakes. God don't make mistakes. So he is where he's supposed to be. Everything happens for a reason. So if this would have happened while he was in, let's just say Jackson State, and he didn't have the supporting cast around him, he may have found this too late. Or, you know, he may not have come in contact with this doctor that's on his side right there. Or he may, you know, there's no telling what could have happened. But this is how you know, after watching things, everything happens for a reason.
Coach these young men, and to lead some of these women that are part of our organization, part of this program. I'm so thankful to be back in Boulder. You have no idea. But I never doubted one bit that I would be. But I know it was just a matter of time. So sometimes it may not happen when you desired it to happen, but it's just a matter of time. And I'm thankful that the matter of time that God chose to keep me there in Texas, to rehabilitate me, to bless me, to inspire me, to feed me with words and that spirit and that fight, and that I was going to come back here right on time, praying for my sons, praying for my daughters, praying for my team. And my team told me so many wonderful things, and they text me so many wonderful things, and they DM so many wonderful things, that I love these young men to life. And I'm thankful that God chose me to coach them and to be right here. Jack Harlow. Follow Jack Harlow. Did I say it right? Carlo. See, I messed it up again. Jack Carlo. We're at Jack Carlo? Jack _, Carlo. He needs at least 10,000 new followers. All right? At least 10,000. And stay out them DMs, because they get you in trouble, dog. I'm telling you. From experience, I'm telling you. Thank you. God bless you all. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that's an inspiring story if I ever heard one. I'm just going to go ahead and just put these points up on the scoreboard for Prime, because I'm just telling you, man. I don't know a lot of people, and I'm including myself, man, that we would ever want to hear a doctor come and tell us or give us that diagnosis. That diagnosis right there is one that a lot of people just fold. People fold when they get a diagnosis like that, man. People fold when they get a diagnosis like that. And it's going to take a certain type of spirit. It's going to take a certain type of belief. It's going to take a certain type of individual to deal with something like that and make it all the way back to where he is. They use the other C word, cured. And that's the C word that he wanted to get to. Cured. When they use that word, man, let me tell you something. I mean, I just feel like mentally we playing catch up right now to where he was to where he is right now, because he's right back. He's standing up. Football season is here. You know, he's back in the facility after going what he's going through and trying to get his weight up. And they got a beautiful kitchen there. So getting his weight up is not going, he ain't going to have a problem with that. They got some of the top chefs in that kitchen right there on campus. So I want to say shout out and salute to Coach Prime, man. Listen, man, I'm going to say a prayer for you myself, brother. I wish you nothing but the best, man. I wish you a great season, man, and great health, man. Listen, I just wish you great health, bro, because wealth means nothing without health, man. And you can acquire anything in this world, but if you don't got the health, man, it don't mean a damn thing. So I'm just gonna pray for you to have that, brother, because I know we all aspire to have great health, man, and to be around for our family members and our loved ones, and as long as it is in God's will, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, man, and all you scoreboard keepers out there, y'all, listen, leave some comments in the chat on how y'all feel about this situation and Coach Prime, and did y'all know he was going through this, and do you have family members that's going through this? And and let's have some dialogue, man. Let's have some dialogue, because right now Coach Prime kept it 100. That's why that 100 is up there on the board, because I didn't even score this like we normally score debates or press conferences. I'm just saying it's 100 to nothing, because he got the other C called cured. And he kept it a whole 100 the entire way, man, and still keeping it 100. So, ladies and gentlemen, man, that's going to conclude this episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. We had to do this one on Prime, man. And I look forward to seeing you guys again, man, on the next episode where we get into our debates and things like that. But until then, man, make sure you guys thumb up this video, comment the video, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Okay. And, so you guys can become a part of the Scoreboard Keepers family, so we can get some dialogue going on over here. It's great, man. So I look forward to seeing y'all, man, on the next episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. Prime, salute, brother. Salute. It takes a different type of mentality to do what you did. A different type of individual. You got to be built different. Your makeup got to be different in order to fight through that. And a lot of people have it, man. And some of them don't. Some of them are ex-athletes, and some of them didn't play sports at all. They just built different mentally, And man, you can't do nothing but salute somebody like that, because a lot of us, man, I don't know what we would do if we got that kind of diagnosis, man. You never know. You would never know until you've been through something like that. So I'm not even going to try to act like I relate, but I've seen some people go through it, and they were some tough individuals, man. So until then, man, until the next episode, y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. Make sure y'all put on your notification bell so y'all can see what's going on around here. And until then, man, score. Love y'all, man. Make sure y'all, like I said, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.